Honestly, I swear that my life operates in mysterious, sometimes weird ways where things go full circle. Currently, I am filming a documentary for a school that I once went to. If you guys have ever seen this video by me, I talked a lot about it when I was actually at Musicbed camp, but I quit my dreams of playing basketball to then go and do filmmaking. Now, I'm not saying I quit my dreams in the sense of I was probably gonna make it to the NBA, because if I'm being real, as skinny as I am, I don't think I would have made it, honestly, I'll be real. But needless to say, I did go to this school, AZ Compass Prep, back in 2020 during COVID for my senior year, and we played, and our season got canceled because of COVID. So I wasn't on the national team, I was on the grind team. So got some reps in there. I was pretty decent at basketball, but you know, all in all, like I said, full circle moment right now, being able to shoot a documentary for this team. It's so cool to see, you know, 6 years later where the program is now at. And it's crazy that I am shooting an 8-episode doc with them now to showcase to other people, you know, what the cost of a dream looks like, which is what we're titling the documentary, by the way. Just to give you guys context, my name is Shema. I am a filmmaker based out in Phoenix, Arizona. I used to be in Atlanta, but now I'm here. Everything that we're doing for this documentary, I decided I'm gonna pull out all the stops. The best part of shooting stuff like this is actually being able to tell this story from a lens that I'm familiar with. I've literally have been planning everything that's supposed to happen for this documentary, which, like, you're thinking planning and documentary. Yes, those things do coincide because there is some sort of pre-production that must happen before you go out and just shoot hours and hours and hours of footage. We got episode 1 structure for the documentary for AZ Compass. And right now we're gonna start it off around like 6 to 8 minutes of just context of where they are at in the recap of the beginning of the season. So November through December type of like archival footage alongside like the Coach Pete interview that I did like 2 days ago. And then we're gonna move on to like where the current structure of the doc is at. For episode 1, we have about 8 minutes, which the structure is just like current day Compass. At that moment, during this section, it was around January 6th or whatever. So like they were, I think, number 7th in the nation. So they're getting like pretty disrespected. But that's kind of the context here, kind of telling through like the history of Compass a little bit. We were gonna have an interview with Zai, but we're not gonna have that interview until next week when we're at the hotel. So that's not gonna go in episode 1. It's probably gonna go in episode 2 or 3. Kind of like how their old documentary was, where it was in like episode 4 where they go to, you know, his mom's house, all that type of stuff. That wasn't in the initial first. So we're gonna be fine with that. But I think the transition from here into the game is gonna be kind of crucial. I'm not necessarily too sure how I wanna do that. As far as the footage that we have for it, it's literally, after Coach Mo's interview about how he's been like, he can tell NBA talent, like all this different type of stuff. And then them just practicing really, really hard. I think we'll just end the practice, and then from there, kind of funnel it in with some audio from Musicbed specifically. I think we're gonna try and find it through like their song by search or whatever, and kind of like layer that through underneath into the game. One thing that has remained consistent throughout the whole process though has been music selection. So obviously you guys know, like whenever you shoot docs or whenever you are traveling the world, like there's a lot of flight time, right? So I find myself a lot on these flights just with my AirPods in, just listening to music and songs from Musicbed specifically that are gonna help me to put, you know, feeling behind a documentary piece like this one. And to be honest, in filmmaking, finding music and songs that you can actually just license and just be able to use throughout a whole documentary is pretty difficult to find unless, you know, you're using something like Musicbed, which is the sponsor of today's video. And if you guys know anything about me, you guys know that I am a huge music head. I love music. So being able to use Musicbed has been so great because I've been able to get access to certain songs that allow me to, like I said, bring a lot of emotion into the videos and the stuff that I'm creating. Another thing is that the school is about 30 minutes from my house. So every drive, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm literally going out, listening to the music on my way to the school, on my way back, thinking of what scene could this song go into. And the coolest feature about Musicbed is being able to put these into projects and playlists specifically for what you're doing, and then being able to license everything within there to that specific project. And if any of you guys are interested in finding music like Musicbed, there's a link down below to get your 14-day free trial. So like maybe like his like intro speech of like, you know, like we're here to beat these guys, and then just have like a sequence to music, like an upbeat sequence. So I'll put that here. So like I said, I think that transition from the game to the music, it'll be like.
And this is the, which game is this? The
Aspire.
Yeah.
Transition to Spire game using music from Musicbed. So we're gonna find the specific song that would be upbeat for a montage, and then we'd kind of layer it in with like different moments. So like the music's gonna be super punchy, like the BPM's gonna be pretty high. It's gonna be like, and then it's like you see like dunks that are happening, steals that are happening, then getting frustrated, like, oh my God, then it's gonna funnel into like the coach being like, yeah, like in a timeout, like, y'all got it, like whatever he's gonna say in there. I gotta go back and see what he said, but like he's gonna be like yelling at them, whatever. It's like, get back out there, whatever. They go back out, they start going up, then they finally catch up at halftime, because they caught up at halftime and they're down by like 3 or 4 points, and it was fine. We get into the halftime sequence. So I'll say the transition piece should be anywhere from like 3 to 4 minutes. What do you think, at least of like this transition piece? Like, should it be that short, or should it be like...
I was gonna say maybe keeping the, like in my head, I kind of had the whole sequence at least like, because this is what, like 15 minutes already in?
Yeah, this would be at 15 minutes, and then this would get it to like right under 20.
Right under 20 minutes. So I think in total, the game, you might want it to be around like the 10-minute mark. So,
like it takes 10 minutes to go through the entire game?
Well, at first I was thinking 5 minutes, but what are we, so afterwards it's going to be like, what, the coach is talking about the loss and everything like that?
So what I was thinking was that the montage would be very quick. Like this is just first half of the game.
Yeah.
So it's like the mixture of them getting to the game, the warm-ups, boom, 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 into the game. They do the intros, whatever, boom, boom. They do the intros. They get to the first half. It's punchy, quick, 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 quick. And they start slowing down. Stuff's starting to go wrong.
Yeah.
And then as it's going wrong, then next thing you know, like the music slows down a little bit, fades out. And then now it gets like serious. Like, so the tone of the music changes. So I guess the transitional piece of that would be like,
they could go from the halftime, like whenever they're talking to them at halftime.
Yeah. So
I don't know what that footage looks like, but I'm assuming it's like the coaches are pretty pissed off.
Yeah. Music transitions. Dang, it landed right on the...
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy how it landed right on the thing. It felt like it was gonna break too, I'm not gonna lie. Use a Sharpie. Music transitions, and then coach starts speaking. Intense song. Slow BPM. And so in that moment when the coach starts speaking, it's the intensity, like the song is gonna be there, like very like somber. Like it's, they're frustrated, they're pissed off. They start talking like, you got it, whatever. Okay, we're gonna win this game. Like we're gonna win this game. Like that intro sequence is coming back at this point. We're gonna win this game, whatever's happening. And then the music doesn't get better. I want the music to kind of tell like, oh, it doesn't get better because they're gonna lose.
Like the music will be used to foreshadow.
Yeah, so like the music is gonna be foreshadowing even underneath this next montage. So the next montage will keep similar song. Next montage, similar song. So yeah, the next montage is gonna have a similar song. And then it's gonna kind of foreshadow like, this does not get any better.
Yeah.
Start losing. They start getting frustrated. They start getting pissed off. Coach is like stomping on the bench and stuff like that. Like, you have stuff like that. And then ultimately they lose.
Yeah.
And when they lose, now music cuts out entirely.
Yeah.
And now Coach Luke comes in, he just starts spazzing on him. And then like, we'll have like a moment where he gets like mad. He kind of like walks out of frame. And as he walks out of frame, then his interview comes in where he's like, yeah, emotions were high.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he said. He was like, that's what happens and stuff like that. And then it cuts back into him going off again. So like that ending point is gonna end there, and then going to like Caden or Kalik. I think ending with Kalik will probably be the best because we haven't seen him yet. So ending with Kalik. So we'll end with Kalik interview. So end with Luke and Kalik, and then foreshadow episode 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next game.
And so as far as lengthwise, I think this could be like, because it's gonna have him crash out. This could probably be like 6 minutes max.
Yeah,
6
so like
minutes
the
max.
whole game sequence is about that 10 minutes. So that's a 25-ish minutes.
And then this will be
another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, this will probably be, I'll say probably like 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 minutes if less.
4 minutes, and then we're done there. We're giving total runtime being, let's do the lower numbers. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 6, 22. 22 plus 4, 28-minute runtime.
Well, it would be 26.
26?
Yeah, you said 22 plus 4.
Oh, yeah, 26 minutes runtime. Good catch. It's bad maths. So
Which I think is solid.
26 min runtime. Episode 1.
And I feel like having a similar structure for every episode would be really good. Like, you want this stuff to be bingeable, you know? You want it to be like, people are going to want to watch this all in one sitting type of thing, and not really worried about like how long the episodes are. Kind of like how Netflix series are. So having a brief recap in the beginning, it doesn't have to be structured as, okay, this is a recap, but have it flow into the story, and then the rest of that continue from that starting point, that recap point, and then the ending, have it flow into the next episode type of thing.
Okay, bet. All right, so do you think you could do me a favor?
Yeah. You want me to put it on your iPad?
Yeah, could you run this in Milanote? And like, what I probably need your help with on this is if you could go into it and actually just go like, maybe put some headphones on, just log in my Musicbed account. I think it's already on here, and just start listening for songs. Like, I already have them. I already have an AZ Compass playlist that I was able to build inside of Musicbed. So you can already go in and listen to that, and then kind of give you like that. Now looking at this structure, being able to be like, okay, this song will probably fit.
Yeah.
So this is for an episode. Just use this. Cool. So these lenses definitely help the overall look for this entire documentary. And with like the beautiful fall off that came off of these DZO RLs, genuinely, bro, it was the most fun thing to color grade. Almost to a point where I spent a lot more time color grading than editing, which is not always good, but that ended up happening just because of how beautiful these lenses are and the coating that's actually on them. DZO had sent over the 18mm, 25, 50, 75, 100, and 135mm. And granted, yes, they were super, super heavy to carry around with me every single place that I went. So I would have to kind of lens test and then pick which specific one I wanted to bring on the specific trips. And I found myself relying very heavily on the 25 and the 50, which is like just classic focal lengths when it comes to documentary filmmaking. So I found myself using the 18 a little bit when I was trying to get specialized shots on a gimbal and stuff. But other than that, I tested them quite a bit. I tested them in my living room. I tested them in the gym. I tested them at the actual shoot for the documentary in LA when we went to the Nike EYBL event, and the image that just came off of them was just beautiful. Like, yes, I know that these lenses are mostly used for commercial filmmaking, but to kind of get my hands on these and actually use them for documentary was definitely a challenge just due to the weight. And if it was me, I would definitely suggest the Musicbed 2s because they have a similar look and are half the weight. But it was definitely worth trying out for this specific documentary, so I'm very thankful for Dizio for sending these out to me. Other than that, the really cool thing about it was, as I was on that trip in LA, I was actually able to pick up the Mavic 4 Pro creator combo. So these images were actually able to really match super, super well because the Mavic 4 has a 6K processing that downsamples, I think, to 4K. So it helped a lot, especially making stuff look so much bigger. One thing that was really cool for me was the fact that it was able to do that, match very well with my FX9, and overall make everything look super cohesive. Right now I am using the DJI RS5 Pro, and I'm actually using this LiDAR tracker. So as you guys can see, I'm just testing it out, just having a little fun with it. But I wanna say this, right? Now, gear isn't everything, but the tools that we do have access to as filmmakers are super crucial. So for a lot of you guys that are watching, I know you guys have probably looked at my gear and been like, oh, I probably can't afford that right now. So I created a budget-friendly version of the gear that I used. So I'm gonna leave that link down in the description for you guys to get. That link will have just a bunch of Amazon links of a lot of stuff that I would use if I was a beginner filmmaker trying to get into the documentary. A really important thing that you guys are probably wondering for a documentary like this is, what kind of gear am I using? You know, audio, lenses, all that type of jazz. We are using a lot of gear. I will say we are using the FX9, which is actually just chilling right there. Great camera, shoots 6K downsamples to 4, super sharp image, and in tandem with another person that was so kind. Shout out to my people over at Dizio for sending me over the Arl Primes. Ugh. These have been the main lenses, the main drivers of this film. We have the 18, the 25, 50, 75, 100, and 135. Now, one thing that you guys can immediately tell from these lenses is that these guys are heavy. So yes, we did use this for this documentary. We tested them out. We enjoyed them thoroughly. Honestly, Dizio sent these out for me to test. They didn't say that I had to say great things about them. They didn't say I had to say bad things about them. They just said to review the lens and show some BTS. I love these lenses. These lenses are amazing. Now, for documentary, no. These are so heavy, and the amount of team that you need to maybe run these lenses for something like a documentary is absolutely insane. I found myself, especially this being a sports documentary, is like, I found myself missing focus sometimes with these. And that's been pretty stressful to kind of find out later in post. But obviously, you know, I'm pretty good at manual focus. So like, it's not a lot of moments like that. Other than that, they're just really heavy. So imagine this on an FX9 body already, and they're not able to zoom. So I actually just reached back out to Dizio for this second half of the doc, seeing if they can send me their Kata Aces. And I think we can actually sort something out and get those in there. And I'll give you guys a review on those. If you guys want that, leave a comment down in the description if you want to see that. But these lenses are amazing. Honestly, the coating on these lenses are beautiful. I found myself running in and using the 25 and 50 the most out of all of them. I used the 18 when we were in LA for the Nike EYBL event. But the coating on these lenses are like amazing. Like, literally, you don't get like such a clinical look. You kind of get this like, you get really good fall off in your highlights, and you retain a lot of shadows. Only downside I will say is that when you do have these facing sunlight without a proper matte box, your contrast gets absolutely shattered. But other than that, these have been great lenses, and I'm super grateful for Dizio for sending these out to me. Another thing that we added, shout out to DJI for sending us out the RS5 Pro. That was great to add on. They can handle these lenses but I've been using it with my 20 millimeter or my 70 to 200 instead. We just got small rig shoulder mount for the FX9. It was great. We just picked up as well the Mavic 4 Pro. Man, we pulled out all the stops. Like I said, I'm gonna one man crew this entire documentary, which is actually a lie. I got my boy Keon helping me out and my wife Anna coming with me as B cam operators, and as the B cam we are using the FX3, and it's been great to rig that up, get that out there, shoot some beautiful images. It's been super fun, and I think that, you know, as we continue this process, as we continue growing and building out what this documentary will be, I think the systems will just get better and better and better. And like I said, like, it's been a blessing. It's been great. The best thing about the lenses as well is just being able to color grade all this footage. As you guys can see on the screen, this is some footage from the doc, some sneak peek stuff. You guys will see, actually, I will be collaborating the documentary episodes here on my channel with the AZ Compass channel. So if you guys see them, go like and support, go comment. But those are gonna start coming out actually next Tuesday, which is gonna be, I believe, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think March 11th or something like that. Yeah, March 11th. But I want you guys to leave down below like what your favorite images that you saw from this episode are. Not episode, what you saw from this video. If you guys are still watching, please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps the channel out a lot, and it helps me make a living here. So I appreciate all of you guys for allowing me to be the filmmaker that I'm able to be now, and you guys supporting that dream of mine. And yeah, this has been a great one. Again, just to remind all of you guys, gear is not everything, but it does help. Now, what I have done as well in this video is I've linked down as well in the description a link for you guys to be able to actually look at different budget tiers and pick out some filmmaking gear based on the links that I've attached. So you guys can go check those out if you guys want to get some gear. If you want to see the comparable stuff as to what I use within your own budget range, click the link below. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching.